Now, obviously, as you move higher up in our grade scales, this becomes a little bit more of a challenge, right? Content is not worthless, okay? There's foundational knowledge that our kids have to have command of in all their disciplines. And my colleagues in middle and upper school, are especially focused on their discipline. They're deeply studied. They've got master's and doctoral degrees. They've been passionate about a deep study of science or history or English, whatever the case may be. And they are passionate about sharing that knowledge of content. So we have a greater challenge there to help them modulate content with process, right? But they're taking risks and they're pushing their outer boundaries. And we're beginning to see that. And that will soon, too, begin, as we look ahead, to populate the MyPanther digital portfolio. So D.D. Woods is an example here, 7th grade science, Spanish instructor, again, figuring out how to make connections for kids. From the experiential trip to Catalina where they study sustainability, it's part of our Parish Leads framework. That's what those kids are focused on as a service endeavor, is sustainability, how to tie that into Spanish, and then how to have kids in Spanish doing something with it. How do they perform and demonstrate their knowledge, as opposed to just running through the grammar and then the vocabulary and then the speaking exercises in the chapter in their workbook, right? And so they go to the 4th grade, and then they go over to Hillcrest, and they deliver a public service announcement on the need for recycling at Parish. And they do so all in the target language.
Hola, me llamo Nikki. Yo soy en el grado séptimo.
Hola, me llamo Alejandra y yo soy en el grado séptimo también.
En Parish, en cada clase hay un basura de reciclaje.
Al final de la clase, un estudiante toma una pequeña basura de reciclaje y se tira en la basura azul.
Las basuras de reciclaje están detrás de la escuela.
Reciclar es muy importante para ayudar al planeta.
Usted puede ayudar por reciclar su papel que usa en su clase.
Gracias.
Now, just to show you how intuitive this becomes, if you look at your practices, right, and I asked you, non-educators, just sort of novices, right, to the field, say, what practices did you see there, right? So you can see them connecting knowledge across disciplines, for example. You can see them presenting a product for public consideration. You can see them speaking for different audiences for different purposes, right? So, this isn't rocket science. You don't need a doctorate in education necessarily to put this into practice, but you need an infrastructure to help deliver it, which we have, and you need common language, right, as a point of reference for everyone, which we have, right? And so this is where we are as this process is unfolding here, and we're moving forward with this vision. Now, again, there's certainly no place where this is more challenging than in an upper school, right? We still have curriculum to get through. Kids still have to be AP exam ready if they're heading in that direction, right? So at the end of the day, this is probably where the most pitched battles will be taking place, right? That Mr. Addington and Ms. Lyon in the upper school will continue to fight with our colleagues up there, all in good nature, right? These are healthy professional dialogues and conversations about how to make this vision work appropriately at that developmental level. But this is just an example, from someone with a doctorate degree in history who's, college professor worthy, right, who's figured out how to give choice in demonstration to students. But I put the essay topic up there because, again, if you've gone to a college preparatory high school program, that essay looks pretty familiar to you, right? Okay? Assess the legacy of the Enlightenment and the American and French revolutions in terms of the spread of ideology, right? That's serious stuff. There's a lot of critical thinking that's going to go into that. And every student has to write that essay, okay? Which is fine. But this project then gave groups of kids working in collaboration the ability to take one aspect, all right, of the Enlightenment or the Enlightenment legacy on those revolutions in America and France. And they had multiple forms in which they could demonstrate it. Okay? And I just have one on here, which is these group of girls chose to do it in Gloucester. But I saw kids who did videos as well, made PowerPoint presentations, etc. Now these all have voice behind it. I didn't have time to go through all of them, but just to show you that they took a social reform movement, and each of these have behind it an ability for them to instruct and deliver instruction, demonstrate knowledge on those particular elements of the social reform movement. Clearly, you can see the creativity at hand there as well, and they're working in collaborative space to demonstrate that. So critical thinking through the traditional essay, right? Creativity and collaboration, and lots of choice in terms of demonstration of knowledge. That too can be uploaded into the MyPanther digital portfolio. Okay? So I want to take some time on the profile because You know, the AGS gets a lot of attention. Parish Virtual, for some of you, you've gotten to see that. That gets a lot of attention. These are high visibility. Quite frankly, Parish STEM, which we're going to look at in a second, gets a lot of visibility. But at the end of the day, fundamentally, in terms of shaping teaching and learning at Parish, it's the profile that's driving what's going on in our classrooms. And again, this is for every child, pre-K through 12, right? This is Parish's vision for teaching and learning here.